Now have marked was the vault, and he's in third place at the moment in the all-round individual standings. So out comes Yang Kwang-tung, 26 years of age. Had an outstanding vault earlier on and a very disappointing performance on the bar. And that's a good start to his floor exercise, the basic rolling and forward flips. Well, that's the perfect example of his straddle into the horizontal lift. Looking for something nice and still, lots of control again. Using good balance, good technique, showing good flexibility, and lining up for his big finish. And just makes a little mistake on the landing. The whole team actually, from the vaulting, they were having trouble landing as well. But Tung Yen Kwang there, fairly pleased with his performance on the floor. Here we see in slow motion the backflips into the twisting, to actually spot your landing from the big twisting finish. You have to get it spot on. There's a lot on these guys' minds. They're entering a week of tough competition. 8.5 is the score, and that's good enough to give him a total of 47.125. So he's very pleased with that. Okay, the final athlete now. For the Type A team. Going for the big twists earlier on, get them out of the way. And once again, these pommel exercises on the floor, very controlled. Lovely control in that horizontal straddle lift as well. Outstanding, just a little hop forward. And that looks as if that's going to be a nice routine and a good finish to the Type A team's overall points. And of course, the guys don't just think team here, they're thinking individual as well, because they use this competition to choose the top 36 men to qualify for competition 2. So we just wait for his results. There we are, 8.4. Not as much as two of his teammates, and exactly the same as Chan Wu. So we take a look at the team's competition, and you can see Tianturi, outstanding performance. Then a whole sweep of the Taipei athletes, and then finally our two Iranians at the bottom there, bringing up 7 and 8. So the teams actually look like this. Chinese Taipei with a very substantial lead, and that, as I said, throwing down the gauntlet to the big teams coming out in just a moment. So we take a short break and come back with more action from the gymnastics. And we were talking about big guns. Here they are, Japan fielding one of their strongest teams as we join them on the pommel horse. This is the team event, and this athlete is Yasuhiro Ogawa. A young team, a lot of strength in their young athletes. Nice and flexible, not frantically dynamic, but just doing enough to make it all work. It's nice, moving the hands around the end of the pommel horse there, into the scissors, swinging pendulum action. And very difficult to get in and out of that. Slight hesitation, but a good dismount. And that's good for the 20-year-old from Chiba, who's studying, as a lot of these young Japanese athletes are, at Nintendo University. And he's really pleased with that. Fairly high degree of difficulty. And here we see now he wants to keep the body movement all the time. Going into the scissors is when it's very difficult and easy to just snag on one of those pommel handles. That's nice and clear there. Now, looking at the sort of marks that did the business for Taipei, he'd want to see himself over 9 with a performance like that. In and out of the just touch there with his right foot, but not enough to create any major problems, and that's one of the finest dismounts we've seen. And he feels good about it, so Japan, who came 3rd in the 12th Asian Games, 9.450, so that is way up with the Taipei athletes, who are a lot more experienced. Another Japanese youngster, Yoshihiro Saito, also from Nintendo University, also from Chiba, a great friend of Ogawa's, 22 years of age, so a little bit older than some of the others, a little bit more dynamic. See the hands working. Great skill, isn't it? Massive concentration, and then into these movements. And in and out very smoothly indeed. Look at the dismount as well. A near perfect routine there from Saito. And they're responding to this Taipei challenge very strongly indeed. The highest score on the pommel horse was from Qian with 9.650. Now this is where you can see, I was talking about the dynamics. Just look at the distance he is away from the pommel horse. All that energy is coming from his upper body, and he's allowing centrifugal force to beat off gravity there. So let's see what the judges think of this one. This was lovely too, wasn't it? It's strange looking at these slow-mos that men's gymnastic costumes or outfits haven't really changed since gymnastics started. And yet when we see the women's gymnastics, of course, talk about up-to-date and modern with their leotards and whatever, and the guys are still stuck way back there, and I'm not really sure why. 9-2 from the judges. So we're over the 9s with Japan. And as far as Taipei were concerned, they only had One score over 9 on the pommel horse. Isao Yonida from Osaka originally. He's studying at Juntendo University as well. Another youngster, 21 years of age. He's a big boy too, 63 kilos, 1.72 meters high. They call this the young person's games. And these young athletes who've been sent here are not just young, they're not just young and up and coming, but they're some of the best that Japan can offer. Still smooth. Just caught that pommel handle there. Nice dismount though. Looked as if he was going to get away clean and clear with that one. When we have a look at the slow-mo, it'll be interesting to see exactly where he lost it. She's limping a bit there. So all of this beautifully clean. Now he'll find his way. Okay. So we've got 2 more of the Japanese athletes. Right, this is where he lost it. That was absolutely excellent. Then he goes into his straddle handstand, twisting off, and just a slight unsteady dismount there from Isao Yonida. .9.4 for Yonida, and the beat goes on. This is Naoya Sukahara. He's from Tokyo. He's a student at Meiji University. Another youngster, 21 years of age. Well-built lad, 62 kilos. 1.65 meters tall. Makes a difference too. Good view of the hands. Very, very confident. The hand positioning and replacing, working across that pommel horse there. He just snagged it going into the scissors. Building up that rotation and that speed again, going for a dismount. Absolutely excellent from Sukahara. And they are showing tremendous maturity for their young age. See what I mean about his build? Superb physique. And he's looking very confident. Probably the most dynamic out of all of the 5 that we're seeing here. The teams can enter between 4 and 6 athletes in the team competition. And then there are options also available for the various apparatus. Lovely dismount. Spot on. Bending the knees, not bending the back, landing it perfectly. So look for a big score, I think, from the judges on this one. .650, and that's exactly the same as Cham from Taipei scored. But as a team effort, this is looking to be the best so far today, with 1 athlete left to go. And he is Akihiro Kasamatsu from Tokyo, one of the stars of Nippon Sports Science University, 22 years of age. And that classic height and weight, 172 and 62 kilos. Enough to get the pendulum effect going, and enough power. Now let's just see how dexterous he is on the horse. Tough on the wrists, this one too. keeping it moving. Gymnastics, still one of the biggest participation sports in the world. Snagged slightly going into that, but didn't block his rhythm in any way at all. And again, oh, that's lovely. And the dismount, nice one for Casamuzzo. And as a team effort, I would say that was one of the most consistent. They'll all be above 9. The future of things to come, eh? Very fluid, very relaxed, and oozing a lot of confidence, these lads. Here on Star Sports, we're covering as much as we can of the gymnastics. Very popular spectator sport. Draws some of the biggest television audiences around the world. We've got the women's team event tomorrow. Still waiting for Casamatsu's score. And you can hear, as we're rotating, the teams are rotating around the apparatus within this gymnastics arena, the crowd cheering them on. And as the week progresses, the crowds are really going to swell, I'm sure. The judges working out their decisions. Looks like 9.550 on the board. It's 9.550, a clean sweep of more than 9. And that's a real accolade for these young Japanese gymnasts. So the scene is set. And the coach looking quietly confident. It was interesting to see how the Taipei athletes, one or two of them were carrying injuries, and these young boys look as fit as fiddles, don't they? And I know Japan, who were beaten in the team event by Korea in the last Asian Games, felt as a host nation their pride was dented somewhat, and they were going to come back here with a strong team. Well, of course, talking about strong teams, we've yet to witness China out there. And even though they're not fielding their star world champion athlete, I think we'll see some fireworks as they really go for it to come up to this challenge laid down by Japan. And we've got Kazakhstan to come as well, who came 4th in the last Asian Games. So Masamatsu with his 9.550 confirmed there. Place to be at the moment. So here we have a look at how we're going after the first rotation of the second group. Taipei in the lead, Iran in second, China third, Japan fourth. Of course, there's quite a lot more of the events yet to come to move them up on the same level as Taipei and Iran. So it just gives you an indication. So we're just going to take a short break and then come back with more action from the 13th Asian Games here in Bangkok, live with Star Sports. And the other big gun in action here today, current world champions, short of their star, as I have mentioned before, but those of you who've just tuned in, Lu Ufa had to pull out because of a pretty serious knee injury. And we get a chance to see these guys on the parallel bars. A bit like the rings, the bars require a combination of those swinging movements, lots of strength, but it's the holding, certainly in the vertical upright positions, that the judges are looking for utter and absolute control. And this is a tough one on the guys. You'll see them using their upper arms to catch themselves on the way through the bars. And it requires a lot of skill and a certain amount of courage as well, because you can just catch yourself and it can get quite tricky if you're not careful. That's Wei Yang, one of the real youngsters. See all the bruises up his arm. It's not child's play, this one. 18 years of age. Already a very accomplished athlete. Okay, up there for that first mount. These basic maneuvers, control, immense power. Now the swinging. Oof. Flowing all the way through. He's timed that a little bit, and it's funny, we were just talking about that. He'll grit his teeth and get on. And the dismount. Wei Yang with his initiation into this 13th Asian Games. And our Indonesian friend Sianturi has the highest marks on the parallel bars so far today. Another stunning performance from him, producing 9. Have a look at Wei Yang now. Going really well at this stage. Now that is the control. Look at the immense strength on the shoulders and the upper arms. Lovely control. Change of grip. Now he'll go to take it with his upper arms from that back flip. And yes, it was the next one he did that created those problems. Look, all the skin gone on his inner arms as well. Never mind, that's what they're here for. Wei Xing from Shandong in China, number 11. Talk about youngsters, he's just 16 years of age. Very similar build to his teammate, a little bit heavier. Oh, that was lovely straddle, because he had to pull the straddle in very quickly. So lovely tuck. So his back tuck. Well, he's showing a very, very mature performance here. And the dismount is perfect. For a 16-year-old, he must be thrilled with that. A nice smile. Really, that was the maneuver from the straddle, getting back to go between those bars. Then double back tuck, and grimacing as he takes it on his upper arms. Change grip again. Absolutely sure-handed, slightest hesitation, going for the dismount and a pike. Double back, landed absolutely perfectly. Right, well, this is going to be a pretty stunning score if my feelings serve me right. Once again, the team is what it's all about, because there'll be no doubt that 9.575, the highest score so far today. And there's no doubt, as I was saying, that the individuals will go through. 13 teams taking part. Some of them haven't got the full number needed to make up a full team, so they'll go for their individuals anyway. This is Xiaopeng Li from Hunan, another 17-year-old. Little lighter, little smaller than the others. but he's been doing so well around the world. In the World Cup, this young man achieved a third in Stuttgart on the parallel bars. This year, a second in the Swiss Cup, a third in the International in France. He's about third in the World Cup at the moment, fourth in the Sajid Cup in Vancouver. And now you see why. Wow. That is stunning from Xiaopeng Li. The crowd appreciated it. It doesn't matter where they come from and who they support. They know good performance when they see it from a 17-year-old. And very sensibly, he's wearing arm protectors. Well, I'm surprised they don't all wear those, to be honest with you. Lovely piked. Not quite as much height as his teammate Singh got, but very adept. Big pike. It was a tuck his teammate took. Lovely pike back somersaults there. A little more difficult to get the rotation, and that will be marked up by the judges. So that half twist round facing the other way. And the dismount, double pike. Lovely. Xiaopeng Li. Let's have a look. Confident, aren't they? 9.6. So the Japanese really going for it. Right, here's the name to conjure with. Su Huang. Came second in the last Asian Games in the individual final standings. A very dynamic 19-year-old from Jiangsu. He's powerful. He's not all that tall, which makes it a very good combination for the bars here. He's been a bit disappointed with... Oh, and a good dismount there. We'll have a look at it in slow-mo. I was just saying he's been a bit disappointed in his performance on parallel bars this year in the World Cup. Lovely front tucks. Quite a variety in this Chinese team of the bar routines, choosing what suits them best, rather than being just all pushed into doing the same routines. There's the pike. And he's making those a lot easier than some of his teammates. There's the dismount. And a good landing. So the Chinese obviously not missing their star, and we've got the star's replacement hopefully coming up in a while. Judges taking their time here to produce this result. 9.2, and I would have thought degree of difficulty came in there. This is Jingling Zhang from Beijing, 21 years of age. Another of the Chinese athletes who've been out there mixing it with the best around the world on the World Cup circuit as well. And on parallel bars, he's currently second in the World Cup rankings. So certainly one of the stars of the team. And look at this, not a moment's hesitation as he went through that back double onto his upper arms. Change of hands twice there, so a back change, a front change. And this is why he came first in the Swiss Cup, first in France. And slight problem on the dismount, but not enough to get him not enough to lose him that many points. So a fantastic team effort from China. Wow. Slight readjustment of grip, the judges will have noticed that. All the way around, and a little adjustment for his pike dismount. So a quick reminder of what we've got coming up for the rest of the day. If the score's going to come, I hope it will. Got some fantastic systems at this Asian Games. I have to say, the technical people have been producing some amazing results. Technology seems to be failing us as I speak. Well, I can tell you, a little birdie tells me it was 9.675, and there's confirmation of that as we get digitally wound up. 9.675.